Hey Internet, and welcome back to No Meta, Just 5. Today we're checking out World of Warcraft patch 10.2. I forgot the name of it already. We're going to the Emerald Dream. That's what's going on. So if you've never played a World of Warcraft patch before, this is actually one of my first. I usually just play at the beginning with expansion. If you've completed the main story of the expansion, you can just hop into this even on other characters, which is pretty cool. You don't need to have done the 10.1 story. I did kind of look up what's going on. There are some movies like the one that's on screen now that you can kind of watch. The NPCs will offer them to you to kind of catch you up on some of what's going on. But basically, the story is this. There is this fire dragon primalist named Farak who wants to burn down the world tree that's in the Emerald Dream. This seed was given to Tyrande, I believe, back in Shadowlands, and it contains the soul of all the night elves that were slain when Sylvanas burned down Teldrassil. So this new world tree, they are growing in the Emerald Dream to eventually, I believe, transplant back into Azeroth. Farak wants to burn it down. Pretty simple. He is not a good guy. He's also accompanied by the Fire Druids, who are night elves who want to restore the immortality of the night elves by burning things down, I guess. They have a whole history. I watched a Noble video on them. It made sense, but you know, they're fire guys. These fire guys want to take down the Emerald Dream. That's kind of all you need to know. So we are going in there to stop them. Now, if you watched my trying to pick a main video, I did end up going with Balanced Druid because this is a very Druid night elf kind of centric story. It just felt right to go in as my Balanced Druid, and I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. I have never seen so many Druids in one place. I know that Druid is like one of the most popular classes in the game anyway, but it does seem like a lot of them are kind of rolling with Druid to, you know, to be part of the zone. There are actually a ton of Druid customizations, new forms for your various shape-shifting animals that you can get in here. So I think it's just like, this is the Druid patch. We have a new world tree. It's beautiful. The zone itself looks really nice. You know, I think World of Warcraft really excels at this type of zone. I mean, we've kind of seen all this stuff before because a lot of the foresty areas in World of Warcraft pull from this kind of Emerald Dream night elf aesthetic. But we're hanging out with with Melithra. She's the new aspect of the green Dragonflight. Ysera, who was the one before and who I kind of think looks cooler. She's here too. She's alive again. We saved her at some point after she died that one time. But basically, we're checking out this new world tree. We're going to try to save it from the Primalist. The campaign is pretty short. I believe there's like 3 or 4 chapters of it right now. At the end, I like realized there wasn't anything left and kind of looked online and found out that, you know, they don't release the whole story, which I think is fine. You know, there's a couple hours worth of stuff to do. But yeah, it's a gorgeous area. There's a lot of little world touches around there. And oh no, you know, it's things are looking kind of grim. There's fire everywhere. Fire, you may not know this, is a natural antagonist to green plants. So we're gonna go see if we can put a stop to this. The first thing we have to do, of course, is fly through a bunch of rings with fire in them with our new fairy dragon, which looks really cool. Like, this is a sick dragon. I love that you just get this mount in the beginning. We have to, you know, go consume all these fires. I guess I don't actually remember why we're doing this, but after that, we get to go talk to Cenarius, who is like the original Druid. He is the OG. He is like our god. He's a cool guy. He's been asleep for a long time. I think he was also dead when we brought him back to life. There was something about him in, was it Legion? I don't remember. Anyway, he wants us to go recruit some of the wild gods in order to get their help. First up is Goldrin. You may know him if you are a Balanced Druid from being a like little attack that you shoot out when you shoot your Star Surge sometimes. One of my favorite animations. It's like, it has such a cool sparkly effect to it. He's a cool guy. He's gonna help. You know, he's a bro. He's a bro. Kanzu, however, is not a bro. I mean, they're very funny. They are just very sarcastic, and they want nothing to do with us or this conflict. They are not going to help us, but we are going to get some amusing quests with them later on. Our last recruit is a Sister of the Grove, and something's going wrong. It's, you know, this nice idyllic landscape we've been in might be in trouble. I really hope that a bunch of people aren't trying to burn it down. Oh no, a bunch of people trying to burn it down. So this is our first kind of battle of the patch. We have to kill a bunch of enemies, get these portals, you know, dealt with, and strike our first victory against the Druids of the Flame. After defeating a bunch of people, we try to help Melithra close the flame portal, but a bunch of Jarian come out and they start using the power of Shadow Flame. This is a power that Farak unlocked deep in the depths of the Zeralite cavern that are basically the old gods whispering to him like they did to Deathwing once upon a time. So we're going to be dealing with some void shenanigans at some point. We have to escape. There's too many to fight, and we have to kind of regroup and try to get to the World Tree before Farak's forces can get there and burn it down. We have to go with Tirana to help her kill one of her old friends, a Dryad who has been taken by the flame and has now joined the Druids of the Flame, and they're the ones, you know, helping Farak get in here. So we got to take her down. Real sad. You know, you hate to see this happen to a Dryad. I think we've all had, you know, one or two friends that have you know, become taken by the idea of burning everything down and regaining immortality and joined Druids of the Flame. It's just something you go through if you're younger, you know, still in high school, college, you know, just wait. It's gonna happen. It's unfortunate, but you know, life goes on. So then we all gather and Farak himself comes. He looks awesome, by the way. It's an awesome model, both in his visage form and in dragon form. He's very powerful. He's, you know, coming to tell us that he's going to kill us all, and you know, it's looking really bad for us. But then one of the Druids of the Flame, one of, like, I guess like the main guy, reminds him that it's too early in the story for him to kill us all, so he just kind of leaves. Next, we go off to the central encampment, which is our kind of base of operations for this patch. This is where our renown guys are. You can do upgrades here. Also, all sorts of people to talk to, all sorts of stuff to do. We start the renown track. That basically, you know, this is kind of one of the main features of the patch. You know, the more renown you gain, and you gain it by pretty much doing anything in the zone, the more stuff that you will unlock. The thing that I found really interesting, and I think this was added in an earlier patch, is upgrading your gear using flight stones. You get flight stones for pretty much everything you do, and then all the gear you get in this zone, and some of the stuff you may have brought in from before, is able to be upgraded. And this is really, really cool. It's just these little incremental upgrades that I think feels a lot better than say like Final Fantasy XIV's kind of tombstone system, where you only get them for doing certain activities, and it feels like you have to get a lot of them in order to make like a larger amount of progress. I like the idea that you know, upgrade your equipment bit by bit. I came in here on a fresh level 70 character. I just, you know, leveled them up to come in here, as I said in my last video, haven't played my Night Elf in a long time. I think Legion was the last time that I was really active on her. So I have very little equipment, and that's going to become an issue in just a little bit. So as I continued questing, I walked right into one of the new major events that happens in the zone, I believe every hour. And this giant ancient is basically going to take a little walk. He's going to take a nice peaceful walk, and we're going to help him. And we are going to collect a resource called Bloom. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. You also get these fruits that kind of give you different effects while this event is happening. And he's going to walk in a big old circle, and we are going to try to collect Bloom, try to make his walk nice and pretty. And the higher that the bar at the top gets, the better the rewards will be at the end. So remember when I said I just leveled up this character? I had War Mode on. And War Mode basically opens you up to World PvP, but gives you 10% more experience. And so someone starts killing me here. I totally forgot that I had it. I was like gonna fight back, but again, I was very under geared, and so I died almost immediately. Now I did eventually turn War Mode off, but I wanted to keep doing the event, so I just kind of kept going back. And actually they didn't attack me again after this, except for one time where I accidentally attacked them, because again, I had War Mode on, so some of my AoE attacks would hit them too. But they were nice. They kind of got, I think, the idea that I wasn't like trying to fight. I was just trying to do the event, and so they were nice. And you know, even though I was very under geared, I'm pretty sure I didn't die again the whole time. So anyway, I went and turned war mode off, and then when I came back, all of a sudden, after there being like 4 people there the entire time, the last stage of the event, which has a lot of enemies attacking, there were just a million people. And I've been running OBS with some different settings to try to make these videos look nicer, and turns out running OBS while there are 5 million people on screen starts to lag the game a little bit, and in a while the game became like a slideshow basically. But this is like my favorite stuff in MMOs. Like, I love these giant events where there's just like a ton of people, you don't know what's going on, it's all just chaos, and you just kind of desperately try to do what you can to like stay involved and help. I love this stuff. Like, this is what I live for in MMOs. It's the sort of thing that I wish games kind of focused more of their content on. As much as I do like instance, like dungeon and raid content and stuff like this is really like, this just warms my heart. It's so funny. Like, there's just so much visual noise and spell effects, and you know, this is just my jam. So like the first part of this event, he's literally just walking around, and you know, you're just collecting bloom and you know, helping out. And then there's some enemies, but then at the end there's this like wave upon wave of primalists, and this is, I believe, adjusted to how many people are doing the event. Like, if you're doing the event alone, you get a buff to make it easier. And I have better footage of this from like another time that I did it, because I switched recording programs. But I just like this footage. Is just so funny to me. There's just wave after wave of people coming in, and then there's a boss that spawns, and once you attack them and beat them, the event ends and you get rewards based on how much bloom you had. So here we've won, everyone's leaving. You can see that I got some equipment pieces, which is really nice because they're all, you know, double the item level of the stuff I had now, and they're also just really cool looking. I got some equipment, I got some flight stones, I got some supplies. So it's a super fun event, very chill, easy to do. It happens every hour, so you can farm this pretty easily, and at the end you get a little fireworks show. So getting back to the story, Tyrande sends us to a barrow den that is being taken over by the fire druids. We get to talk to them a little bit, or they talk to us. They tell us a little bit more about kind of what their deal is. Again, it doesn't quite make sense to me why they want to set everything on fire, but I do kind of sympathize with the idea that, you know, they wanted to keep being immortal, and Malfurion and Tyrande kind of decided for their race that wasn't going to be the case anymore. And even if, you know, to them that was the right decision, it's whole Warcraft 3, you know, stuff. It's long in the past. I don't remember all the ins and outs of it, but you know, I get why, you know, this is kind of a sore spot for them, and you know, seeing this new world tree go up feels like a slap in the face to them. But you know, we take care of a few of them. And then we see, you know, one of their bosses, and Tyrande used to be a good friend of hers, and, you know, doesn't really want to kill her. She tries to, you know, reason and see, you know, this is really going against kind of your whole deal. This is, you know, not helping our race for you to be doing this. But these two people are, you know, very dug in their ways, and there's no common ground between them anymore. So she does get away, but Tyrande promises that she's not going to let that happen again, and that next time they meet, she will do what needs to be done. We go with Tyrande to an area that the fire druids have taken over, and we try to confront them, but again, they flee and leave us a little firebird lady to take care of, which we do. But you know, Tyrande's not having a good time. Everyone's blaming her for, you know, the elves losing their immortality. It's a lot to put on someone, but you know, she's gonna do what she can. So another like little mini event you can do is there's these plots of dirt all around the island, and you can plant seeds in them. There's different types of seeds that you can get based on, you know, different kinds of stuff that you do, and you can add some of the rewards you get from the various activities to help them grow. After a few minutes, they will drop a flower that will have more loot in it. So it's a cute little thing you can do around the island. There's little weeds around that you can pull to help it grow. You can, you know, kill some of the lasher plants that are kind of getting in the way, and it's a cool little thing. I saw a lot of people in the world chat saying when they had planted a purple seed, which is like the best one, that's the one that you can get mounts from or pets, and that was kind of cool to see that people are helping each other out and giving everyone an opportunity to kind of go after these nice rewards together. There's lots of awesome mounts and pets in the zone, and you know, it's just another cool little world thing you can do with other players or by yourself if there's no one else around. So next we have to talk to Viranath. She is Farak's brother. She was a villain that was unleashed at the end of the original raid of Dragonflight with him and their other brother, who I think went into a portal or something and isn't doing anything anymore. But she is not into, you know, how crazy he's gotten, especially as the Shadow Flame has kind of made him a huge jerk. So she's going to take us into a Primalist camp. This is going to be helped by the Claws of Viranath. These are some dragons that were kind of her, you know, her 4 generals, if you want to call it that. And she kind of abandoned them when she left, and Farak like wasn't very happy with them. But you know, they love her. They are still loyal to her, and they want to help her out. Except, of course, for Lethka, who it turns out likes Farak a little more. You know, he appreciates her power in a way that she doesn't feel like Viranath did. So now she is going to stand against us. Taro unfortunately didn't make it. She was killed by Lethka, who basically resents Viranath for abandoning them and abandoning what she saw as their cause, and so now we are 1 claw down. Also, cool little detail, Farak is here. He is just flying around in the background. Occasionally he'll set fire to stuff, so it's cool to see. He is an absolutely giant model, which so is Viranath. I love their models. They're so cool. You know, giant dragons just always fun to see. The last claw, Suzka, is over by a wellspring that Farak is trying to break into. He's not happy with the progress that's being made. He's kind of not a fun guy to work for. But Suzka, you know, not realizing that, you know, Viranath was alive and that the other claws, at least, you know, one of them is alive, they agreed to help out, and we're gonna try to repair the damage that was done to the barrier. With the barrier repaired, it is time for the 2 remaining claws of Viranath, as well as Viranath herself, and of course us, to go and try to stop Lethka. She's basically going to just try to explode everything in a very wide radius. So we have to stop her. Viranath is keeping things cool so we can... Oh, someone just killed her. So actually... also I'm standing in lava because, you know, I just saw her get killed, and now I have to wait for a little bit. We're just gonna chill. Just gonna chill and watch 2 dragons fly around. Just hang out. It's you know, maybe check some of my renown, my dragon riding skills. Like, I got a medal on the way here, so I was able to buy a new skill. And at some point she's going to come back, and then we can slay her. So this is actually where the current story ends. Once you finish this and go back to the central hub, there's a bunch of side quests to do, and you can kind of get lots of upgrade materials and do all the events around the Emerald Dream. And I believe the raid and dungeons are going to release next week from when I'm recording this. So there's going to be more stuff added over time. New story parts are coming soon. And so far, I'm really liking this. It is, very, very night elfy and druidy, which is, as I've said before, the thing that really got me into the Warcraft lore and universe. So I'm excited to see, what kind of stuff is coming up. I'm excited to maybe see the raid. And yeah, it's fun doing patch content when it first comes out. I think this is the first patch that I've really played for WoW. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this kind of diary style MMO video, and if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. And hopefully you are enjoying either experiencing this for yourself or experiencing it vicariously through others. If you want to hit like or subscribe, that helps the channel out, and I will see you next time. Bye.